What's up, everybody? Bill Wheeler here. Today's a good day. Today I'm out here with my pre-unit desert sled that I just built. Just got this done right before Born Free and brought it to Born Free, which was a fantastic show. I actually bought this bike last year from Mike Davis, and I think he bought it with a pair of bikes. It was red at the time, like really red. Tank was red, frame was red, fenders were red, and like not a good red, like a burgundy red, but it wasn't cool like a matchless. So I knew I wanted to change that right away. It had some other good parts. It had a BSA front end with a 21-inch front. 21-inch fronts are great, but I just kind of wanted a true late 50s desert sled. So the half-width hub was correct. That's an 8-inch half-width hub, but it had a aluminum shouldered rim, so I found a steel Dunlop and got that. Same thing with the rear. It was an Acront rear. I found a complete wheel set with that layover sprocket on it, so that was cool. But anyway, I took it all down, had it sandblasted, get all the paint off, and started putting it back together and kind of acquiring some other parts that I wanted. It had a concentric carb on it, which are great. You know, they work perfectly, but in order to be period, I really wanted a monoblock. I bought 2 used ones. They were just worn out. The slides were worn out. Couldn't quite get them to run right, so I eventually broke down and ordered a new one from Baxter Cycle. Of course, it bolted right on and ran great. This bike had a really interesting frame. So the motor's a 57. It's a TR6. It's got a fresh top end on it. But the frame is a 59, and it had this really cool hoop in the down tube right here, which I was just fascinated by, and it came with a little metal piece. So someone was working on an air filter. If you know desert sleds, you know that they had to get creative with air filters. The stock stuff just wouldn't cut it in the desert, so everything from Q filters to running old giant Harley stuff from wartime to whatever you could make at home kind of is what everyone did. So I found a filter for this, and a filter that's the right diameter, and kind of assembled it all together from what I had and what I could find. Yeah, went with a white color, straight pipes. That's a real Bass Brothers skid plate, which I was so happy to find. Actually bought a handful of them from Matt over at Speed and Sport, and these are real true vintage Webco handlebars with the hoop. These are jackhammer grips, which my buddy Jorma helped me find the pair to. I had the throttle side, but not the clutch side. Thumb saver, vintage, you know, Doherty levers. It had some other plastic levers when I got it. It was just fun to piece it all together. You know, put it back. It's got a Lucas Competition magneto, obviously, no battery, Bates foot pegs. It had a weird oil tank. I think it was actually off of a 250 Triumph. So I found an original tank as well with this awesome cap. And the Moto Addict is making these really cool water slides from which are reproductions of the Big Bear run back in the day. Of course, an original vintage champion sticker on the oil tank because you have to. Oh, cool! Another really cool piece on this bike is that it came to me with a hose to run pressurized oil up to the rockers, which is not how it normally works. Usually, it kind of scavenges off of the oil return line, which is a cool thing that they used to do, but it was done poorly. It had some kind of weird plumbing fittings on it and a clear plastic hose, so I knew I wanted to replace that. So I ended up getting some copper and some solder out, making new fittings, and then a nice herringbone hose for it. Yeah, what am I forgetting? Straight pipes, that half-width hub with the little guard to keep dust out. That's a 4.0 by 19 front. That's a Duro. I had this Shinko, this 12018 Shinko sitting in my garage, which I actually got for free a couple years ago. I didn't know if it would fit, but it did. so I threw it on. This is an old Wassell fender with these cool braces, which I trimmed up a bit. Amazing front fender by Ace Desert Parts, as well as the shocks to go with it. Also hand painted and made that number plate, which there's another video on if you like long boring videos about simple projects. I really wanted a bait seat for this bike. I still kind of do. This one came on it, although it was like much bigger down here, so I shaved that off and retucked that in, and it works great. Just kind of, you know, as we all are, on the hunt for a good bait seat whenever I can find one. But that's really the only thing I'd change on this bike, I think. We'll ride it and see, but yeah, can't wait.